Just watch me.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got the new G-Shock Mudmaster 200-meter Quartz Bluetooth watch for you today. And this is model number GG-B100-1A3. And as usual, we're going to open this thing up, look at all the features and functions, check out the build quality, wearability, and lume. And then I'll let you know I think it's brand new Mudmaster from G-Shock. Also, make sure you check out my Amazon shopping channel for all of my favorite watches that I've reviewed on this channel. And be sure to visit my Teespring merch store, pick yourself up a t-shirt or a mug. I'll make sure to put both of those links in the description field for you. So here you go. Typical G-Shock watch box. You've got the very familiar tin inside. Now with these Bluetooth watches, you get one more pamphlet. Basically, it's a little Bluetooth pamphlet right there. There you go. Some advertising, a little quick start guide, how it's constructed, and of course the manual right there with the module number 5594. So let's open this thing up. And I'll have to say up front, this is a fantastic looking watch. It's not my favorite G-Shock ever made, but it's got a lot of features. I mean, it's probably got way too many features for the average person, but it's a good looking watch. And I mean, I don't hate it by any means, but it's just not my favorite. And I think you'll be able to tell that by the review. All right, let me put all the stuff up here. And let's go ahead and put up the specs on the left-hand side of the screen. And let's talk about this watch. Now, I'm not going to go into every single feature, guys, because there are a ton of things this watch can do. I'm going to go over the basics for you. And if you really want to dive deep, I'm sure there's some other reviews out there that, do like a tutorial on how to operate every single function of the watch. And that's just not me. Anyway, you're looking at a 53.1 millimeter resin carbon fiber reinforced case. It's 19.3 millimeters thick. It's 55.4 millimeters lug to lug. It's on a 21.5 millimeter strap, and that actually narrows down from about 27 millimeters near the case. It's got a mineral crystal. It's water resistant to 200 meters, which is 660 feet. It's got the 5594 movement with about a 2-year power reserve on that battery. It doesn't really have any crown, but it has 5 pushers. You've got a case back with 4 screws. It's basically kind of a double case back, and I'll put up on the screen a little bit later how this watch is constructed. But you have like a resin case back over a stainless steel screw in case back, not screw down. It's got 4 screws on it. It's kind of a neat little setup, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Of course, it's not windable. It is hackable, being a quartz. You've got the day function down there at 6 o'clock on the LCD, as well as the date, the month, the year. All that stuff is shown on the reverse LCD down at the bottom. It's an altimeter, a barometer, a compass, and a thermometer. It also has Bluetooth, world time, 5 alarms, auto time corrects. It'll auto correct the time whenever it's connected to the G-Shock connected app. It's got sunrise and sunset times, a step counter. It's got tons and tons of different logs you can use. All that stuff just bores me to tears, but it's got it. It's got Neo Bright on the hands, and it's got an auto double LED, basically one for the dial and one for the LCD. The bezel has a carbon fiber insert, and it's a Japan movement, but it is cased in Thailand. So great looking watch, guys. One of my favorite looking G-Shocks of all time. And of course, it's got tons and tons of features. My major gripes are 2. 1, I don't like reverse LCDs, and for some reason, G-Shock and Casio just love reverse LCDs. I don't understand. They're harder to read. Yeah, they're stealthier and that type of thing, but they're just harder to read. And I wish this thing was solar powered. I don't care about it not having atomic timekeeping, because you could basically use your phone and get the atomic time, via Bluetooth. But it'll be nice for a little bit of a backup in case, you can't connect to your phone's dead, something's going on. It would be nice to have as a backup for sure. Besides that, again, guys, this watch has a ton of features, and I'm not going to go over everything because you can get, kind of lost in this watch with all the different logs, the different waypoints and oh gosh, different logs for barometric pressure and all sorts of stuff this watch can do. And honestly, most people are not going to use that stuff. They're going to use the basic features. You just saw the auto LED turn on there for a second. It's a nice successor to the previous Mudman, but I don't know why they don't make these solar powered. Maybe maybe the module just consumes too much power, and a solar powered watch maybe couldn't supply enough power to the module. I'm not quite sure. I mean, they can do it on a Rangeman, but of course, Rangeman, doesn't have the hands, the analog hands that need those little motors to move the hands. So maybe it's just a power consumption issue. I'm not quite sure, but I wish they would make these Mudmen solar powered. Anyway, great looking, solid feeling. These are probably the best looking pushers on any watch. You can see they rotate a little bit right there. You can see where my thumb is. Tons of knurling, tons of grip. I'm not quite sure why on this model, the 1A3, this pusher is gold. I'm sure there's some significance. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's just, a design decision from G-Shock. It looks really cool though. Again, best looking pushers ever. You got a big, huge guard around this main 3 o'clock pusher right here. Again, tons of knurling. Even, knurling on the light. This is your manual light activation button right here for the light. I mean, guys, it's a tough looking watch, man. But here's the thing. I don't, it just scares me to death to think that in a couple years, I'm going to have to crack open this case back or send it back to Casio and crack open this beautiful case back, and, maybe jeopardize the water resistance of the watch. That's why I like either solar powered or automatic watches. Look at this thing, man. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It is really, really cool. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take a screenshot of this and then I'll blow it up on the screen for you. So there you go. There's a blown up version. Just such a cool looking case back, man. You got all your carbon fiber elements. It's just a fantastic looking case back, a fantastic looking watch. I really love the look of this watch. So what else I want to tell you about this? Now the Bluetooth pairing wasn't the easiest I've ever done with the G-Shock. Maybe because I'm getting a little bit older. I mean, who knows? It wasn't as seamless as I thought it would be. I had to try it 2 or 3 different times. And, a lot of times when you pair with Bluetooth, you have to do it in a specific sequence, a specific order for it to pair correctly. And that's kind of a pain in the butt. But that does apply to a lot of different Bluetooth items. You have to turn the Bluetooth on. You got to, turn the Bluetooth on the watch. You got to do a whole bunch of different things to make sure it pairs correctly the first time. So it wasn't the most seamless process ever, but it wasn't the worst. The actual menu, I mean, it's pretty easy and pretty self-explanatory. I'll go ahead and cycle through the menu for you. So there is your time. Here's your barometric pressure. Right over here to the left, that's a graph. When the graph is trending up, you're looking at clearer weather, sunny weather. When it's going down, you're looking at rain and storms. Here's your temperature, 76.0 degrees Fahrenheit. You can also alter this to Celsius if you like. Now these are your records and logs and stuff, which honestly I don't understand and don't care to understand. It has to do with the barometric pressure and some other stuff you can do with this thing. All right, so basically now you're back to your timekeeping. And this is also showing your sunrise and sunset. You can see that sunset is at 8:01. Sunrise is at 6:28. Stopwatch, pretty self-explanatory, but some people just flip out when I don't demonstrate the stopwatch. So there you go. There's your stopwatch. Stop. Let me see if reset's over here, if it's over there. There you go, reset. So there you go, there's your stopwatch. You got a timer. You can set to, I think, well, I've got mine set to 30 minutes. I think you can set it to 99 minutes or something, maybe a little bit more. But all of this, by the way, you can also do in the G-Shock connected app, which is really, really convenient. Everything I'm telling you, you can set all of those values, either be, metric or imperial or feet or centimeters or whatever. You can set all of that in the watch, as well as obviously the time, the world time zones. Everything can be done in the watch, and it just sends it to your watch for you. So it's pretty cool. Our alarm, you got 1 of 5 alarms. Let me cycle through them. You also have a signal. So every hour it'll chime on the hour. The signal is on, there you go. World time, I've got it set for London, which I think is 5 or 6 hours ahead. So it's 8:15, so what, yeah, about five hours ahead. 8:15 in London. And you can swap those back and forth. Now, if you notice the hands over here, over at the 3, the hands are out of the way right now. That's just because it happens to be, 3:18. But whenever you go to one of these values where it's blocking the LCD display, you can move those hands out of the way manually if you want to do that. Now we're back to time. All right, so let me show you some of the dedicated buttons. Looks like the first one is for the compass. So now the second hand is going to point in the direction of magnetic north all the time. It's going to give you the actual degrees down there at the bottom display. You can see the hand is pointing to magnetic north. Okay. So magnetic north for me is right about 12 o'clock, it looks like. So magnetic north is that way. All right, now let's do the altimeter. And currently I am 245 feet above sea level, which sounds about right for where I am. Now, if you want to go into barometer and compass, you go into the modes down here. They don't have dedicated pushers like the compass and altimeter does. There's your barometer. And of course, there's your temperature. So pretty neat. Let me show you the auto LED. Now this LED shocked me. I loved it, man. It was really, really cool. Watch this. Let me turn everything off. Turn the monitor off. All right, here's your auto LED. Ready? Whoa! We're talking the brightest LED I have ever reviewed on any watch. Look at that thing, man. And of course, you can manually activate it just by pressing this button right here. There you go. So you've got two LEDs, one that's illuminating that dial and one that's illuminating the LCD panel underneath over there. Wow, crazy bright LED. Crazy, crazy, crazy bright. Let me show you the auto feature again. There you go. Pretty cool, man. All right, let's turn everything back on. All right, let's go ahead and try this thing on. And this is a proprietary strap. So I'm sure there's some adapters out there somewhere if you want to put this on a NATO or something. There you go. Man, it's a tough looking watch. I just wish that LCD wasn't a reverse LCD, a negative LCD. I wish it was just a normal one, a positive one. I even like the color of it, that kind of amber. I love it, man. I just wish it was a positive LCD. I don't know why G-Shock is just determined to put out so many watches with a negative LCD. Oh, and by the way, if you click and hold this button over here and hold it down, it'll automatically send you back to the timekeeping. There you go. So now we're back to time. Pretty cool, man. Good looking watch. Now I want to demonstrate also that hand shift feature. If you want to get the hands out of the way, so what you do is you press the light button and this button over here and you hold them down for a couple seconds and the hands will go ahead and get out of the way. Let me show you how to do that here. So let me press it again. See how the hands move? And then a little hand icon will flash right there and show you. Press any other button, that sends them back to wherever they were. There you go. Now see, if this was the standard display where they had that lighter background, even that, I guess it's kind of like a light gold or tan, man, that would be awesome. But they're just determined to do this negative LCD stuff. Like on the Suntos, you can choose whether you want a positive or negative LCD display. Like this watch right here, I did a review of, I don't know, years and years ago. You can choose what type of display you want. I wish G-Shock would do the same thing. It would make so many people happy, man. But anyway, guys, that's it for this one. As always, guys, make sure you like and subscribe and click that notification bell. And guys, that's it for this one, man. I'd love to know your thoughts, what you think of this watch. Again, I like it a lot. I just wish it was solar powered. I wish it didn't have a negative LCD display. But besides that, man, it's a fantastic watch. So go out there and get one if you want. I'll go ahead and put a link on the my Amazon page if you want to pick one of these up. I think they're about $350 now. So head on over to Amazon if you want one. And that's it. Until the next review, I'll see y'all later. Take care. Bye-bye.